surveyor's chain. Gunters chain, or you can also call it as surveyor's chain. Okay, Gunters chain or surveyor's chain. Gunters or surveyor's chain means the chain especially which is used in the agricultural fields. Used in agricultural fields, especially for the purpose of measuring area. For the purpose of measuring the area is known as Gunter chain. Okay, so I will tell you, Gunter chains are available in 66 feet length. They are available in 66 feet length and are having, excuse me, having 32 links, having 32 links. So each link is equals to 1 feet, 66 feet. So therefore, if you want to get each link length, so one link is equals to total 66 feet we have. So 32 links. So each link will become 66 divided by 32. So therefore, you will get each length of each link. So I think you will got 2.0 and so on, 2.06 and so feet. Okay. So this is the least count. The least count here, by using this particular length, one link is equals to its least count. So that one link is equals to 2.06 feet is the least count. So this particular type of chain is used in agricultural fields. Why? Because see here, one Gunter chain is equals to 22 yards. One Gunter chain is equals to 22 yards. So where 10 Gunter chains is equals to 22 into 10. 1 is equal to 22 yards, then 10 is equal to 22 into 10. That is equals to 220 yards. So which can be referred as 1 furlong. 1 furlong. Okay. So where 80 Gunter's chain is equals to 1 mile. 80 Gunter's chain is equals to 1 mile. Now 10 square, this is 10 by 10 Gunter chain is equals to 220 yards by 220 yards. So which can be referred as 220 yards by 220 yards, which can be referred as 1 acre. 1 acre of land. Okay. So that is why Gunter chain is also known as surveyor's chain. This is surveyors, they use this particular type of chain which is having 66 feet length and 32 links, especially for the purpose of measuring the land, agricultural land, in yards, in furlongs, in miles, and finally area in acres. So this is what this can be fulfilled by using this Gunter chain or surveyor's chain. So next we will discuss the next type of chain, that is revenue chain. Revenue officers, they use this particular type of chain. Revenue chain. So let me write clearly. Revenue chain. revenue chain. Okay, so see here, revenue chain. So revenue chain is especially used for cadastral survey. Cadastral survey. As I have told you, that cadastral survey is one type of survey in which we fix the boundary lines. So to fix the boundary lines for a particular site, to fix the boundary lines for a particular project or for a plot, so we use some system of survey, and we call the system of survey as cadastral surveying, which involving in the lines that which join the boundaries of a plot. So this plot may some X candidates. This is maybe some X candidates plot. So these lines, these are all known as boundary lines. So likewise here, revenue officers, what they do is, if they want to fix the lines for a particular plot area of a survey number so and so what they do is, they just do the survey, they just fix the boundaries, not to calculate the area, they just fix the boundaries by using a chain known as revenue chain, which is having or available in the length of which is all in the length of 33 feet, and which has the links of 16 links, which has 16 links, okay? 16 links, 33 feet, so therefore one single link is equals to, again that is divided by 16. You will get one link is equal to so and so feet. So that would become means least count in this section is equals to one link. Okay. So this is only for the purpose, they use this particular type of chain only for the purpose of erect or fix the boundary lines for a particular agricultural land or something. And this is available in so and so length, 16 links, least count. So next we will discuss the next type of chain, that is steel band or band chain. Steel band or band chain. Steel band or band chain. Okay. So this is also very important. This is not actually the chain. You must have to know. We call this a steel band or band chain, but it is not exactly the chain. It is a tape. It is in the form of tape. Okay. So see here. Steel band or band tape. In this case, this is generally made up of steel, made up of steel, okay, steel material, and available in the lengths 20 meter, 30 meter, up to 50 meter, and the least count of this particular chain is 20 centimeter, or you can also write it known as, please make sure this is C, centimeter, 20 centimeter, 200 mm or 0.2 meter. Okay, so this is the least count, means it is almost similar to the metric chain. Okay, metric chain is also available in 20 and 30 meter, but whereas here it is also available up to 50 meter, and then least count of this particular chain is same as your metric chain, but here the metric chain is made up of iron, but whereas here it is made up of steel, and now it is a strip, not the link. It is a strip of 0.3 mm to 0.6 mm thick, with a width of strip is 10 mm to 12 mm. Width of strip is 10 mm to 12 mm, and it is mostly used for important function where you want to get accurate results, accurate measurements. There we utilize this steel band or band chain used in important surveys where accurate results are instead of writing results, better write accurate measurements. Surveys where accurate measurements are needed. So this is how steel band or band chain are available. And now please remember one thing here. In this steel band or band chain, at every 1 meter, it is numbered. It is numbered at every 1 meter. It is numbered at every 1 meter. Okay, but not at 0.5 meter, 0.2 meter, and so on. So you must have to remember. And please, I just forgot to tell you one thing. This is what it is numbered at every 1 meter length. At every 1 meter length. But I have forgotten to tell in this metric chains. As I write, the metric chain is having like this. Metric chain is having the shape like this. Okay, so it has a link. So we are calling them as oval rings, and then we have the continuation. We have the continuation like this. Okay. Again we have the rings here, oval rings, and so on. Okay. But see here, as I discussed everything, but I just forgot to tell one thing that in the metric chain, so at every 5 meter length, brass tallies are arranged for easy measurement. Simple. As you know, metric chain also itself, it doesn't have any graduations. So to make the measurements easy and possible, what we do is generally at every 5 meter length. Let us take a chain is having 20 meter to 30 meter length. Okay. So now I am considering 20 meter length. So therefore it has how many rings? 100 rings. Okay. So at every 5 meter length, it is available with tally. Okay. So let us consider this is the length of the chain. Okay. 20 meter chain. This is a 20 meter chain. So this 20 meter chain in the sense 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So each part is having 5 meter. 5, 5, 5, 5 meter. So at every 5 meter length, it has some tallies. We call them as brass tallies or simply tallies. Okay. So at first 5 meter, it has a tally like this. It has a tally like this. At first 5 centimeter. At second 5 meter, it has a tally like this. 2 levers. It contains 2 levers, means 5 into 2. So when you are at here, it contains 3 levers. 1, 2, 3. Close. So at here, we are having 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and close. So 1 into 5. If you are at here, 1 into 5, 5. 2 into 5, 10. 3 into 5, 15. 4 into 5, 20. At the end, 4. So okay, this is the end. This is the end. 3 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. That's all. Okay. So at the end, you don't have any link. Why? Because up to here, the distance is 20 meters. So this is how we do the classification of chains. So chains are classified into 5 major categories. First one is the metric chain, second one is the engineer's chain, third one is gunters chain, or you can also call that one as surveyor's chain, fourth one is revenue chain, and last type of chain is steel band or band chain. So each and every individual chains, they have their own properties while measuring the distances. Okay, so the manufacturing effect, I am not talking regarding almost all types of chains are manufactured with the same material, same type of material, except steel band, because here we are using steel, there we are using iron directly. So therefore, whatever the properties that have iron is affected on these particular different types of chains. So therefore, in most of the cases, in these chains, corrections are same. Okay, we will discuss these corrections later. Right? Now, I hope you understand the chains and their classification. Next, we will discuss regarding the tapes. Second major part of chain surveying, or second major important classification of instrument, that is tape. Tape. The only difference between chain and tape is also a one measuring device, but whereas on the tape we will be having the graduations. Even 1 cm, 2 cm, 3 cm is also graduated, 1, 2, 3, 4 mm also graduated over the tapes, but whereas in the chains you don't have such particular arrangement. Okay, so tapes are generally not made up of wires and so on. They are made up of some strip, in the form of strip. So this strip may contain again some small thin wires and so on. I will discuss later. But finally it is made up of some strip, having some thickness, having some width, and having some length. Okay. So that length may be 10 meter, 20 meter, 30 meter, and so on. Whatever. So now we will see how many types of tapes are available. Especially we have 4 major types of tapes are available. They are, first type of tape is cloth tape, which is also known as linen tape. Okay. So next one is metallic tape. Third one is steel tape. Fourth one is invar tape. So these are the 4 major categories, different types of tapes. So in that particular tapes, again you need to learn one thing, that we have some minor tapes, especially they are not differed by the material, they are not differed by something other than the material, but they are only differed by their availability. So the 5th one is glass fiber tape. This is not useful actually. Glass fiber tape. And 6th one is digital recorded tape. Okay. So first we go through the cloth tape, then we come to the metallic tape, steel tape, invar tape, then we go 5th one glass fiber tape, last one digital recording tape. They are not much. So now we will see the cloth tape or linen tape. Cloth tape or linen tape. Okay. So see, this is one special type of tape. This is in early, when we are in early stages, we used to work with these cloth tapes. So generally, cloth tapes are made up of cloth. so which is synthetic in nature. Synthetic in nature. And is available in the length of 10 meter to 30 meter and length available and also available in 33 feet to 100 feet length with a width of 12 mm to 15 mm, with a width of 12 mm to 15 mm. Okay. So this is actually the cloth tape available in such length and some particular width. But whereas here, by using this particular cloth tape, if you measure any distances, generally cloth is most probably subjected for abrasion or some frictional forces when you put it in use. So that is the reason what generally they do is, generally it is varnished. It is varnished to protect the cloth tape during the work or to improve its lifetime when it is put in the work. So see here, whatever the material we are using for the manufacture of a particular instrument, especially here the tape, the properties are the disadvantages that has been implemented on this particular type of tape. So since it is made up of cloth, so therefore there is a possibility to shrink, and at the same time there may be a possibility to stretch under the loads whenever some force is applied on this particular tape while measuring a distance. So the force that is applied over on even metallic chains also subjected for stretching. So therefore here there may be possibility and more susceptible for stretching of this particular cloth, which leads to the failure of the tape. Okay, that is first thing. Second thing, there may be possibility to shrink. So since cloth, whenever cloth is wet, automatically it shrinks. So therefore the moisture present in the environment can also lead to the shrinking of this particular cloth tape. So by using this cloth tape, you can measure the distances on the ground. So especially wherever the ground is relatively flat and smooth. Because the rough usage of this particular cloth tape leads to again failure of the cloth. So therefore these are the points. So where it is available in 10 to 30 meter and also available in terms of feet. Okay. So where width is 12 meter to 12 mm to 15. So it is varnished. And please remember here in this case also the least count of this particular tape is limited to 20 centimeter. So it has graduations at every 20 centimeter length. Okay. So next we will discuss to avoid these particular things, as we have discussed two disadvantages here. So first disadvantage is stretching. First disadvantage is stretching and second one is shrinking, means shrinkage. So to avoid these two, we need to go for some advanced tape, and that is nothing but metallic tape. So here, instead of using cloth in the manufacture, what we do is, generally the manufacturers add some materials, means Here the metal tapes are manufactured with the combination of two or more different materials, where in this case, in addition to the cloth, since I have some disadvantages in the cloth tape, so in addition to cloth, what we do is we may use brass wire or bronze wire or copper wire. In most of the cases, brass and bronze wires are used for the manufacture of metallic tapes. So where metallic tapes are made up of the combination of cloth and all these three different types of materials. So therefore, where I can overcome the problem that what I am facing in cloth tapes. So in cloth tapes are subjected to shrinkage as well as stretching. So since compared to the cloth, brass, bronze and copper materials, these are all minerals, so therefore which are really having the greater stretching resistance as well as shrinking resistance. So therefore the combination of these two materials, cloth, brass, cloth, bronze, cloth and copper, will give us good results in reducing both shrinkage or shrunk of the tape and stretching of the tape. And now we will see the lengths in which it is available and so on. So generally it is available in the length of 10 meter, 20 meter, 30 meter and 50 meter. A steel tip or metallic tip is available in 10 to 50 meter length, which has which is available in the width of 10 mm to 15 mm. 10 mm to 15 mm width. So this is its availability. So therefore, whatever the problems that we are facing in the cloth tape can be overcome in metallic tapes. So, but this is not much precise survey or may not give accurate values when we compare with some different inward tape and steel tape. So that is why we have some other two different types of tapes. They are steel and inward tapes. So first we will go to the steel tape. Steel tape. So steel tapes are purely made up of steel, or you can also call this as stainless steel, and is available in the length of 10 meter to 50 meter length are available in the market. So whose width is again varied from 6 mm to 10 mm width. They are having 6 mm to 10 mm width. So this is the specification of steel tape, and here the advantage of steel tape is steel tapes will give us accurate measurements. So therefore, this particular type of tape is used for important works. So where there is more accuracy is required. But see here, we have some disadvantages. When we come to the steel tape, we have some disadvantage. So that disadvantage is since it is is having really very thin, means that may be 0.3 to 0.6 mm thickness. So therefore, because of this smaller thing, here you need to remember one thing, that it is really very delicate. So when it is delicate, so automatically it is easily susceptible for the failures. So therefore, further it results in failure. Means a skilled labor is required to handle this particular type of tape, to protect it, and how to know to handle it. So this is one bigger failure in the steel tape. And next, second one is, in no case we are not supposed to use this particular type of tape in lands or in grounds which are covered with vegetation and weeds. Okay, so when you use this particular type of steel, since it is steel, as you know, pure steel may not be get a failure because of the corrosion, but by using of this particular type of steel, means steel tape, which is having really very delicate, means which can be easily foldable and failurable. So therefore, it should not use in grounds which are covered with vegetation, first thing, and second thing is wherever you have the weeds, which leads to the cutting of, means it has the edges of a tape, edges of this particular tape. See, these particular edges may be really very sharp, which leads to the cutting of this vegetation and so on. So therefore, we are not supposed to use this particular type in the fields or in the land or on the ground wherever there may be having vegetation. So this is also important. So these two are the major disadvantages of a steel tape, but it will give accurate and good results when you put into the action.